Hi there, this is Penelope. This is the third in a series of videos, short videos on the Test 1 Trimester 2 2021 DE4102 test. First question, generally well done, except that some of you made it really difficult for yourself and introduced errors because you introduced other steps. Let's make that a little bigger. Right, you are asked to find AB. Only use what you've been given, and this is where people introduced extra stuff that became errors upon errors. You're not given the hypotenuse, you are given the angle, and you are given the adjacent. So if you look up Sokotoa, we are looking for the opposite, we are given the adjacent, so then it makes sense to just go directly to the tan. So we have the tan of 41 times 8.3. And I like to do it that way, but it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference if you use your brackets carefully. Okay, so then we get 7.22 meters. And then there's a bit of information that we haven't used. We haven't used the fact that his eye level is 1.6 above the ground. So the total height is going to be 7.22 plus 1.6. It's going to be in meters, so 8.82. Now remember again, three significant figures. Don't forget that. Unless it says otherwise, use three significant figures. 3 sig figs. I think I wrote that on everybody. No, it's one person's test. I didn't write it on, but I wrote it on everybody else's test. 3 sig figs. Okay, now here there's just the odd description that's a little bit different for this one. It says to the nearest degree. So just watch out for that one. So, first up, we need to find the area of the triangle. Now it's a triangle. Oops, O, B, C. So it's the triangle O, B, C. Now with the triangle, the rule is half times the base times the height. So it's a half times the base, which is 2.4, times the height. Now the question does say it's symmetrical. So AB is going to be, is 1. It's drawn that on the diagram. So from O down to the bottom line, it's going to be half that, because O, it tells you, is the center and the centroid, so it's halfway. So from O down, the horizontal height is a half of 1, which is just a half, so that gives you 0.6, and you must put in the units. Part 2 asks you to find AC and then the radius. A lot of you left your answer as just being AC. So using Pythagoras then, AC squared equals 1 squared plus 2.4 squared. So therefore, well, I suppose you could do that. That's, what's that, 6.76, and then the square root of 6.76. And it's only the positive square root in this case is 2.6. That is the diameter. So then the radius is equal to half of that. The third question, many of you, probably 3/4 of you, got it right, that alpha was equal to the inverse tan of 1.2 over a half. and that gave it approximately 67 degrees. You could have worked out beta, or you could have just said that beta, because it's on a straight line, beta is equal to 180 minus 67 degrees. 180 minus twice 67. Right, part 4, and this is the bit that so many of you didn't get right. It says finds the area of the sector AOB, right? The sector AOB. So this is this shape. It's that shape. And you're given the formula for that. So it was just a matter of putting it in. It's a half r squared theta, but theta is in radians. So we've already found the angle, and we now need to convert it to radians. So it needs to be a half times radius squared, which is 1.3 squared, times the angle in radians, and that gives you the answer that some of you got. The last part then, right, you could have written this in several ways, but it's symmetric, so it's going to be 2 times the area of 0.668, I think is near enough, or 7, plus the 0.6 from the first part. So you've got the sector, you've got the sector, you've got the triangle, but there's 2 of them because it's symmetric below the line and above the line, so that's why it's multiplied by 2. Or you could have done it in separate calculations and you would get some answer that's pretty close to 2.53. But again, you need to use the unit. Okay, thanks for watching.